Hey y'all. Sorry I'm not really feeling good at all, so I'm just gonna like come right out and fucking say it. I'm really surprised no one has ever made this connection yet, but I've rationalized and like the way I rationalize transgenderism in my head is very similar to anorexia because I see so many overlaps between them. I see so many parallels. Primarily, the biggest one is just wanting to jump out of your own body and be another body. Because with anorexics, they feel like they're trapped in their fat body, and all they want to do is just change. But is that change necessarily the best thing that's for them? Well, you can say the same thing. My bangs are really long, I'm sorry. You can say the same thing with transgenderism. Is the surgery what you're really looking for? Do you, do you feel like this is the best thing, or do you feel like it's not really the magical cure-all? Like, for instance, just one second. Sorry, I wanted to grab my notes, which is yes written on the back of the prescription. For instance, 85% of trans kids, like trans minors, are female to male. And the vast majority of these kids, females, wanting to transition to male, are on the autism spectrum. And I actually have a friend that, she came to me saying this. She's on the autism spectrum, and she felt like, she said, I don't really feel like a boy or a girl. And I'm just really trying to probe her brain, saying, what really defines boy and girl? What really... The dog just came inside. But... You're all wet. He's all soaking wet. But... we smell like wet dog. But... I tried to generally say, there's not really a set way to be a girl or a set way to be a guy. You can be androgynous, but still be one or the other. You don't have to subscribe to the stereotype of one or the other. And that's another thing. Tomboy erasure. The whole transgenderism thing has completely erased the idea that girls can be kind of guyish, but not want to be guys. Or the idea that guys can want to be a little feminine, but don't want to be female. Or they don't feel like, for instance, I was a big-ass tomboy when I was a kid, but I still had my really long hair and still liked to wear the color pink, but I was just a rough-ass tomboy who liked to run around barefoot and wrestle and shit. But if I was being raised today, they'll be like, oh, you're probably trans, though. You must have a boy brain. It's obvious. It's like, stop. First things first, I'm not gonna hate on someone who feels a certain way about themselves just because they just happen to be trans. I'm not gonna shit on them. Of course, there's the whole trans-trender bullshit, but they're like 13. They're gonna grow out of it. But, so more, I haven't had a little T-chart and everything. And some more anorexia / transgenderism parallel that I see is the obsessive-compulsive side of it. A lot of people consider anorexia nervosa to be a OCD-related disorder because you are obsessively compulsively either working out or abusing laxative or trying to diet or whatever have you. And I can kind of see an overlap with transgenderism the same way that people are obsessive-compulsive in the way that they want to make sure that they are seen as this or presented as that or look a certain way, carry themselves in a certain way, have a certain voice, have a certain whatever the fuck. I really see that overlap. And, like I said, primarily teenage girls. It's primarily autistic teenage girls. Tomboy erasure. That's what I'm saying. It's tomboy erasure. And, also the trend of it all. Like I mentioned, transgenders, I'm this new and special thing. I'm exploring myself, and nothing has ever been this important in my life. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You're wanting to understand yourself deeper, and you feel like you can just go off in these esoteric paths and just kind of understand everything about yourself. It's like, okay, is going down this path really going to figure out exactly what you want to know? Like, like for instance, with anorexics, a lot of them just want to be absolutely bone skinny. You can't let them do that because that's really unhealthy. You'll become infertile if you're a female. A lot of times your heart, like, with all the muscles atrophying, your heart muscles will also atrophy, and it puts a lot of strain in your heart as well. And then just like if you're bulimic, your teeth will rot out because your stomach acid erodes your teeth and everything. You can get like lung cancer, like esophageal cancer and shit. And the same thing with transgenderism. Do you want to render yourself sterile for the rest of your life? Do you want to make these massive medical changes that are so invasive? Like when it comes to taking hormones and shit, it's not just like I can get off them and they're suddenly I'm just completely fine. Like, no, girls who have transitioned and then regretted their transition because either they had friends who were doing that, or it was just the cool thing to do, or they felt like it was the right thing to do, or some guidance counselor at the school said, oh, maybe you might be trans, just try to check it out. They, a lot of the times, they end up just being gay people, not fully trans. And of course, there are historical fucking, like, records of people being androgynous or cross-dressers or all the different kinds of shit, which that is not a problem. Be whatever the fuck you are. Don't tell me, though, how to perceive you, and don't tell me how to operate around you, because 1, you don't boss me around. 2, a lot of the, okay, you know the whole fucking, like, 60 whatever the fuck genders or whatever. That's just more leftist biology denying, from my opinion. Just, women are men and men are women, and biology is not real. That's pretty much what the left says to me. Gosh. I'm just so, I feel ill. Either way, I think I've bitched enough. By the way, please do me a big favor. Help me out by helping yourself out and subscribe, so I don't get lost in the world of YouTube. And also, I want to be on the road to 1K, goddammit. Either way, thank you for watching. I've been kind of out because shit's happened and I've been not feeling good at all. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.